highways or in neighborhoods has the required skill to operate them safely. And under federal law, these CDL tests are administered at the state level. And here in Massachusetts, that responsibility is vested with the state police in a particular unit known as a commercial driver's licensing unit. The indictment alleges that starting in August 2018, 3 of the Massachusetts state police officers working in that unit used their positions to falsify results on the basic skills test for certain CDL applicants. The indictment alleged that a 4th trooper, Trooper Joel Rogers, joined that conspiracy in 2022. The civilians who were charged either provided free goods or conspired with the troopers to pass applicants who didn't actually pass the test. These defendants all conspired to pass applicants who either failed the test, did not take the test, or took an abbreviated test. As set forth in the indictment, the defendants allegedly displayed no regard for the public safety consequences of allowing people who didn't pass the test to have a CDL and operate commercial trucks. As you will see in the indictment, there are various text messages included. They jokingly talk about golden treatments and golden handshakes, referring to giving guaranteed passes to certain CDL applicants regardless of how they did on the test. In one text, Defendant Butner, a Massachusetts state trooper, allegedly talks about an applicant who was performing required maneuvers, and he described him as, quote, a mess, end quote. And he said that the applicant owes Defendant Cedarquist, quote, prime rib for passing the test. In another message about a CDL applicant that he passed, Sergeant Cedarquist allegedly texted Defendant Matheson, commenting, quote, this kid is an idiot, and, quote, no idea what he is doing, end quote. Now, I want to reassure the public that our office has been working with the Massachusetts Registry of Motor Vehicles and providing information where we come across people who are known to have obtained a CDL improperly. And that coordination has happened throughout this investigation. Now, I just want to say one last thing before I turn it over to our law enforcement partners. The reality is that today's a sober reminder that none of us are above the law. It's always disheartening to discuss allegations that a fellow member of law enforcement has violated his or her oath. Yet preserving the integrity of our legal system, including holding law enforcement accountable, is paramount. I know that members of law enforcement share this view. We partner closely with Massachusetts State Police regularly, and I've seen their great work and their tireless dedication in a number of cases. This case is about the specific individuals charged in this indictment and referenced in this indictment. It is not about the more than 2,000 men and women who serve in the Massachusetts State Police. It's our responsibility at the U.S. Attorney's Office to investigate allegations of public corruption, and we need to do that through an unbiased lens with no fear or favor. As evident by today, we will not shy away from this obligation. It's a commitment to that ideal, incredibly hard work by the agents at HSI, Department of Transportation, by the great work of members of my team that resulted in these charges. I'd like to turn it over to HSI Special Agent in Charge Mike Kroll for a few comments, and then we'll have comments from the Special Agent in Charge DOT, and we'll take some questions. Thank you.
Thank you, U.S. Attorney Levy and your team for their commitment to Homeland Security investigations in our mission. Thanks to Special Agent in Charge Sharf for your leadership and your partnership. I'd also like to recognize Colonel Mon of the Massachusetts State Police for his ongoing cooperation in this sensitive matter. We in public service and law enforcement are held to a higher standard, as we should be. Those who accept the public trust have an obligation to act according to the oath they swear. Nowhere in that oath does it allow for the use of your position or your authority to subvert the law for personal profit or gain. Let me be clear. It is those named in this indictment that have lost their moral compass, and they will be held accountable. Their actions, however, should not tarnish the reputation of an entire institution, especially for the overwhelming majority of public servants in the Massachusetts State Police and Fire Service who who serve the citizens of our Commonwealth day in and day out with pride, honor, integrity. I want to thank again our partners and commend the special agents of Homeland Security Investigations for their work on this sensitive and important matter, and I want to turn it over to Mr. Scharf.
Thank you. Thank you, U.S. Attorney Levy, for inviting me to be here today. On behalf of the U.S. Department of Transportation, Office of Inspector General, I would like to thank your entire office, in addition to our partners at Homeland Security Investigation, for their diligent work and collaboration on this case. I would also like to extend a sincere thank you to the special agents of DOT OIG's Northeastern region, whose thorough efforts were integral in getting this investigation to this moment. The legal actions taken by the U.S. Attorney's Office, including today's arrest and indictments, are a testament to DOT OIG's efforts in protecting the integrity of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration CDL programs to maintain safety on the nation's roadways. DOT OIG remains committed to working with our federal law enforcement and prosecutorial partners in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and across the country to ensure that commercial drivers are properly examined and licensed in accordance with DOT programs, requirements, and regulations. Thank you.
Take some questions.
How many folks have been identified in terms of receiving CDLs? Is there a number? And also just in terms of what was given in return, was it a sort of quid pro quo? Was there any money that was exchanged as well? What are some of the other things that were sort of exchanged for the license?
Yeah, on the first question, we've identified over 24 people who did not pass the test or did not take the test who received a commercial driver's license. Those names have been referred to the Registry of Motor Vehicles. On the second piece, yes, it's alleged it's a quid pro quo. We're not alleging cash, but we are alleging various items. Some of these are in the picture here, the driveway, the snow blower, mailbox, landscape, and that type of thing.
Is there any evidence that any of those 2 dozen drivers roughly were a danger on the road? Like any incidents that you know of?
So we don't have any information on that, but we also haven't been following people with drones out on the road. So I really, that's beyond the scope of what we investigated.
Can you tell us what the origin of this was? Did you have a whistleblower? How did this come
Yeah,
to light?
I can't comment on the origins of an investigation like this. We get information from a variety of sources. Flint.
It seemed that what they were getting was rather small potatoes for everything that they put on the line and would lose it.
Seems like a comment, not a question. I really can't speak to the motivation of the individuals involved.
Josh, this has been going on for 5 or 6 years, that they've just been passing people rubber stamping commercial licenses, and there's a bunch of 2 dozen drivers out that shouldn't be driving trucks. Is that what you're saying?
We're saying this started in the summer of 2018, and our investigation obviously didn't start when we alleged the conspiracy started. We've been investigating this for a much shorter period of time, but it has been going on as alleged in the indictment for over 5 years.
But how should people feel safe out there when you're saying that there's been texting going on, talking about drivers who are idiots who shouldn't be getting licenses, and there's truckers out on the roads, and you think it's just two dozen, there's not more?
My 2 dozen, the 2 dozen number I gave you refers to what we've uncovered in this investigation that of people who have a CDL that didn't pass the test. It's not part of what we do in a criminal investigation to audit all the CDL drivers. That's why we've been working with the Registry of Motor Vehicles to address the public safety issue of people who have CDLs may have got them improperly. Flint.
Does DOT follow up on that? Is anyone sort of tracking down whether they are on the roads right now?
I mean, I'll let Chris speak to the DOT perspective. The reason why we've been working with RMV is they're the ones who issue the licenses, and they're the ones in the best position to take the next steps. Flint, you've had your hand up a few times.
Obviously I haven't had time to read the entire document, but there are 2 people who are unidentified, friend conspirator and trooper conspirator. Why are these people not identified? Is it because they haven't been arrested? Are they going to be charged, or are they special in some way?
I would say that this investigation is ongoing, and we're going to follow additional leads that we're working on that may come in, and I can't get into the reasons why certain people have been moved out of the defendant category and described the way they are. We do that for a variety of reasons.
Josh, why did this come to light in any way because of the Rodman Kwiatkowski case or any of that RMD fallout that came after that?
You're referring to the accident in New Hampshire that happened? Yes. Incidents like that certainly would heighten interest when allegations of this nature come in. But we're not alleging any connection between that incident and what we're charging here.
Can you just clarify, Cedar Quest was the only one alleged to have actually received these personal benefits, right?
No, there's two other troopers who are alleged in the indictment to receive other personal benefits from the water company. But in terms of the items that are, and I can't see all the photos, but if those are the snow blower and the landscaping, that's Cedar Quest.
Didn't read carefully through all of it because we just got it, but in scanning it looks like some were given to MSP employees and maybe a firefighter. Was some of this not just about getting like personal items like a driver or snowblower? Was it helping out fellow MSP people or helping out fellow firefighters?
You're correct that the indictment refers to MSP troopers who received CDLs, and I believe there's one firefighter that's alleged in the indictment. And where we have the information on personal gain or receiving benefits, we've alleged it, but we're not alleging that every CDL that was issued was connected to a specific payment.
So maybe they were just helping out fellow first responders or fellow.
I can't fill in the blanks for you. Where we had the information, we charged it. Yeah.
Can you talk about the extortion and how that's now?
Yeah. The charge here of under 1951, the word extortion has a lot of different legal meanings. The conduct here, receiving a stream of benefits, satisfies those elements.
It says that they mostly tested out of Stoughton. Are you looking at other testing locations around whether anything very secret there too?
I don't want to get into what else we're looking at. That the focus of what these charges is out of the Stoughton facility.
Just following up on his earlier comment, is there anything you can say to the frame of mind of a police officer who apparently is willing to throw it all away for a new mailbox and a new driveway?
You know, I really can't because I don't know these individuals. I haven't been in this business for 30 years. I've been surprised what motivates people to do certain things, but I cannot speak in this case to what motivated these individuals.
Josh, again, obviously I haven't read this either, but when you talk about this conspiracy, is there a way that the quote-unquote targets, the people that were failing these CDLs, how they were approached or how they were recognized as being someone they could approach, or how did that work? How did the initial approach, how was that made between the police and the people that were failing these CDLs? Was it given like an offer?
You know, I think it took several permutations. When you do have a chance to read the indictment, I recognize it's a long document. It describes some of the conduits between the troopers who were charged and individuals who wanted to receive CDLs. Mr. Kamara, for example, is involved in sort of playing that bridge as alleged in the indictment.
So was it a systematic approach here for a number of years?
Yeah, it was a scheme that went over a couple years with various sort of ways that it played out, but I'm not sure system or not system. It was they were engaged in this conduct and opportunities as it came up, as alleged in the indictment, they took advantage of them.
You talked about the conduct of the individuals here, but what about the system? What does it say about the system? These guys were able to kind of pull this off for several years and basically give fraudulent license to some of the folks.
It's concerning, and it's why we bring these cases to put a spotlight on conduct like this, and other entities with other tools will hopefully take stock of what these charges are and take appropriate action to get to the bottom of it. We have charged what we've amassed to this point of violations of federal law, and we're going to see this case through. These are allegations at this point. and leave it to others who are involved in the system to take the next steps.
Is this case precedented in this district in recent decades, to your knowledge?
There are some other cases in other jurisdictions about commercial driver's licenses, somewhat different fact patterns, but I'm not aware that the officers have brought a case of this nature in the past.
One more question?
What's your message to people that are out on the roads that see trucks coming at them or behind them? Should people be worried that truck drivers out there right now in the wake of this scheme aren't qualified to be behind the wheel of a truck? Get out of the way.
Yeah, you're going to get me in trouble for being outside my swim lane here. Look, there's a lot of problems on the roads these days, and with road rage and other things like that. This is unfortunately going to add to people's level of concern, and it's concerning to me just as someone who's driving on the roads that this happened, right? And it's probably concerning everyone in this room, and you hope that something like this cleans up a system where there's been such serious allegations of misconduct. But I don't have an answer to what people should be thinking about when they're driving in relation to something like this, but I fully understand why everyone would have concern about allegations of this nature.
Can you make a comment at all about, this is off topic a little bit, but the arrest of the gentleman who in Kenya regarding the death of his girlfriend alleged and I know that the Homeland Security is involved, but I'm not sure if your office was, and if there's any comment you can make.
Yeah, I don't have any information on that.
Investigating on the Karen Reed incident.
I'm here today to talk about this indictment.
We're all set. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
I'll have to check, but they should appear. You know, two were arrested in Florida yesterday. I'll have to ask. Yes.